Februarie maand het ons vir die boere gewys.
Averaging around 9,000.
How to increase your yields, how to increase.
Uiteindelik kan ons vir boere goeie nuus gee. Ons het 'n paar lekker dinge die week gekry. Die rand het begin verswak. Die brandolieprys bly sterk en natuurlik die enigste nadeel is dieselpryse is besig om deur die dak te skiet en natuurlik kry ons ook dat kunsmispryse steeds gaan maar. Kom ons kyk gou 'n bietjie na die korngrafiek. Ek kan onthou hier in Februarie maand het ons vir die boere gewys. Onthou hierdie is die Julie kontrak en hy het letterlik hiervan af deur die dak geskiet. Maar ek wil nou vir boere sê, hier is 'n tipiese kersie wat ons van praat, wat ons sê 'n moontlike man wat hang kers. Nou onthou, dit is korn, en terwyl die rand gaan verswak, gaan korn steeds na boontoe beweeg, maar kom ons gee dan net vir julle die waarskuwingsvlakkie, hier is ook nog 'n venster, die waarskuwingsvlak lê reg hieronder, kom ons trek hom daarso vir die boere in, dan kan hulle sien, kom ons trek hom net 'n bietjie daarin, daar is hy, ons skryf hom net goed daarso, dat ons sommer vir julle wys, daar is die steenlyntjie, daar is die graffiti se plekkie, kom ons maak hom daar reg, daar is hy. Bo daai lyn van R3.200.50 kan korn steeds hoor, maar omdat 'n man wat hang kers is, moenie nou net weer vasklou nie, as hy onder R3.250 kom, wees dan maar 'n bietjie versigtig, want hy kan dalk dan verswak, want ek het so 'n idee, die krisis in die Midde-Ooste rondom brandolieolie is besig om baie probleme in die wêreld te veroorsaak, en daar gaan op 'n manier moet om 'n tafel gesit word, om te kyk of hulle dit kan uitsorteer. Kom ons kyk 'n bietjie na die ander grafiek wat ek wil vir julle wys, en dit is sojabone Julie. Nou sojabone was soos die stiefkind, daar is die watervalformasie, hy het letterlik in die grond ingeval, hierso begin hy mooi hoër hoogtes kry, hoër laagtepunte, dit lyk of hy op die punt is om daai weerstand daar te breek, maar hy moet hierdie weerstand baie beslis breek, om verder momentum na boontoe te gee, en ek gaan hom daar vir die boere wys, maar dit is weer dieselfde ding, moenie dink die prys gaan in een lyn na boontoe gaan nie, die prys kan dalk vir jou verbaas en net 'n bietjie terugtrek, maar as sojabone bo R7.240 kan beweeg, dan kan hy al die pad beweeg om daai hoogtepunt daar te gaan haal, R7.518. So hou so in die agterkop, terwyl die rand swakker is as R17 en die olieprys bo $100 is, kan ons baie maklik kry dat hierdie momentum na boontoe gaan. En natuurlik die ander boere wat absoluut in depressiewe staat is die witmielieboere. En daar kan ons sien 'n pragtige loopie hier van daai Arnold-booglaagte wat ons gedink het, baie pragtig, het amper R3.550 gehaal, die momentum swaai op, hy's bo sy 21 dae bewegende gemiddelde, maar hier is weer die waarskuwingsvlakkie, ek hoop nou nie, hy kom onder dit nie, maar ek is oortuig daarvan met die olieprys wat so in 'n loodregte lyn na boontoe hardloop, kan ons dalk net sien dat hy terugtrek, en hierdie, die ander enetjie was 'n man wat hangkers gewees, hierdie is weer 'n verskietende sterk kersie, wat vir jou sê, hy kan dalk vir jou verbaas na onder toe, en daardie vlakkie is 3.475, onder dit kan hy dan daai venstertjie eers sluit by 3.424, en kyk hier lê 'n redelike groot venster, en daardie venster lê tussen R3.390 en R3.340. Wel, kom ons hoop die pryse hou, maar kom ons hoop ook laat die brandolieolie bietjie afkom en die rand 'n bietjie sterker, anders gaan die dieselprys ons almal mos doodmaak. Nou ja, besoek gerus ons webtuiste www.fransdeklerk.com vir meer inligting en ons kuier weer.
Richard Power is my name. I'm farming here in County Waterford in a little village called Rackcormac, farming 240 acres made up of dairy and beef. I've a pedigree herd, Holstein herd, averaging around 9,000 litres, split 60% in the summer, 40% in the winter. My father basically started building up the pedigree herd. He went to England and different places and bought different bloodlines. We've continued on down the same road. Cows are fed for the winter mainly silage diet. Try and cut the silage in the first weeks of May. They're fed silage, straw and treated wheat, which is all comes through Star Fuels in Clonmel. They're topped up then in the parlour with alkanut. 3 years ago I invested in a 20-unit Deval parlour feed to yield system based on the cows that I'm milking. I felt that, you know, the cows that were milking more rewarded better. The cows that were going stale obviously didn't get fed as much, so that was the reason for going with that system. Also, I moved from a 10-unit parlour, so I've knocked, you know, a good 3/4 of an hour off my milking. To future-proof the farm as well, I could possibly milk up to 200 cows here. 2 sons coming through, so invested for the future really. I basically put everything else into the parlour that I could, except for heat detection, at the view of looking at it down the road. I've tried basically every tool that's available for heat detection. I started with vasectomized bulls, the chin ball painting, found them pretty good up to a point for the first 3 weeks. A lot of cows were marked paint on the milking parlour, just wasn't happy with it. I then went down the route of tail painting, didn't really find it great. And the last 2 years then I used the patches, which I found pretty good. But in the winter, I couldn't seem to keep the patches on the cows and it just didn't work for me. Spring of this year I decided to invest with Datamars heat detection system. The 2 options I suppose were the tags and the collars. I went for the tags. The 2 of them basically do the same thing. I went for the tags in the milking parlour as well for not any particular reason, only that I just prefer the tags. The tags are simple and they're straightforward, they're easily put in as well. Another reason for choosing the heat detection system was probably the health detection as well. I've seen cows showing up maybe 36 to 48 hours before any visible signs, anything wrong with them. I've brought him in and checked him, a small issue with him. I've got it in time before that issue developed into a big issue. When I'm bringing the cows in the evening or the morning time there, I check the app, it basically shows me what's in heat. I bring the cows in, then I put on the first row of the cows, I suppose with gloves and wet and different things around the parlour. I go out to the office, check the computer, it shows me anything that's in heat and the optimum time for AI. I contact my AI technician, he comes along, he serves within the optimum time and I've seen huge benefits. Not alone as cows going in calf, but I've picked up an awful lot of cows that I haven't seen bulling and I've seen way less repeats.
Hello, I'm Nico Barnard, agronomist for Pannar in the central areas. Today we stand here at our fowl Extravaganza site, our show where we give our value to what we add to the farming and our products and what we do to all our customers. If you are not here, you miss a lot. I think what we talked about is how to increase your yields without increasing your input costs. And I think we have got a lot still yet to do. We are very competitive to the world, but I think we can do better with better management, better decision making, And one thing that stands out here is the ability of the high yielding farmers that have got high yields, that have the ability to increase their grain weight at the end of the growing season, that last 30 days of a growing season. That is where we can make a huge difference in our ability to produce more grain per hectare with the same input costs. I think it's a day we all enjoy. It's a day that everybody here is in a good mood and all jokes, and we are very serious in what we present to you.
Afternoon. My name is John Woodendaal, and I'm the business manager of Pannar Seed until the end of April this year, sadly, as I'm retiring. But I'm succeeded by Lucas Meyer, who's going to be Pannar's new business manager with effect from 1st of May. Lucas?
Thank you, John. So Lucas Meyer, I'll be stepping into the business lead of Pannar South Africa. Really looking forward to the opportunity to serve our customers with a local brand with such rich history. I mean, almost 70 years of history of the Pannar brand in South Africa is just, it's an absolute privilege to step in a position like that. The other thing that excites me is our team in terms of our unique go-to-market approach in South Africa. Is we have a field force that serves our customers daily on the farm. And I would say one of the other things that excites me really about our business is our global technology that we can localize and bring to our grower for them to be competitive in the global market. So from a Pannar perspective, it's an exciting opportunity. John, and today we can see all the technology live in the field at our Extravaganza in fall. So what's your view over the last 40 years in terms of how we move the needle from a portfolio perspective?
It's really been amazing. So 40 years sounds like a long time, and I guess it is a long time. But I guess for me, you can split it into two. The first half was called a GMO, pre-GMO days, and the latter half have been subsequent to the introduction of GMs, which was the late 1990s in South Africa. So a lot has changed. I mean, the technology, genetic progress has been absolutely phenomenal. And we're here today at FAL, and we're introducing and sharing our product portfolio with our customers. And as you know, we've got some really, really exciting new products that are really taking the market by storm that we're very proud of. So I think for you can with pride look forward to the years that lie ahead.
No, for sure, John. And I think in terms of the Pannar brand showcasing the technology in real conditions so that farmers can experience it firsthand is really giving us that edge in the market with our team here interacting with the growers. Good.
And out of these new products, which one is the highlight or which one stands out?
You know, to be honest, we've got a very comprehensive portfolio, so it's difficult to actually identify one or two. But you know, considering the part of the world that we're in, which is a high proportion of yellow maize, Pannar PAN 4P 932 PW, which is a power core trait, is one of the very exciting new products that we want to introduce to farmers this year. But there's many others, as I say. You know, the 3P 924 power core platform is very well established. It's an ultra quick hybrid that very widely adapts it. Bred, I think, for irrigation, but widely adapted into dryland areas as well. So a lot to be excited about.
I think the bottom line for me, John, is with the Pannar portfolio being so comprehensive. I think it's just having a discussion with your Pannar representative for the area and making sure that you get the best package for your conditions.